Hello everyone and welcome back to the Crystal Planet. Today we're going to be talking about how to choose your first crystal. So I'm trying to think about the first crystal that I ever got, and I think it was an amethyst given to me by a friend. And I've always loved stones because besides that they are beautiful, they also represent that spiritual connection that we have with earth. So if you're interested in starting to work with crystals and you have everything ready, your mind and body are ready, but you don't know which crystal works for you. So that's one of the most common questions for people that are starting to work with crystals is like, okay, I love it, but how am I gonna choose the first crystal that I work with? And I'm gonna help you with that today. There's three different ways that you can do it. The first is the simpler one, which is go to a crystal shop. I know that's not possible right now, but the ideal way is that you go to a place that sells crystals and you see it by yourself, because I don't know if you've heard this, but there's this theory that the crystal chooses you. And that is based on the principle that crystals vibrate at a certain level, and the vibrations that you're lacking in your energy are going to tune into that crystal, and that's why you feel attracted to it. So the best way to choose your crystal is to go to an actual store, see the crystals by yourself, walk around and try to sense different things. It's a very interesting process because it's not gonna happen like you grab a crystal and you're gonna feel like Harry Potter.
Curious. Very curious.
It doesn't work that way. The reality is that you are just gonna feel attracted to a certain stone and you don't really have to have a reason for it. You might just like the color of it, or you like the shape. If you've ever seen crystals in front of you and there's always one that catches your attention, and that's because that's the crystal that is gonna work with the vibration that you're lacking in that moment. I used to love labradorite. It was a stone that I really liked a lot, and for some reason I was very attracted to it. But after a while, I started noticing that I was also repelled by it. I feel like I used it so much that it got to a point where I was like, I just don't want to see it anymore. And now I feel like this kind of rejection to it. It's a beautiful stone, don't get me wrong. You can work with it. But for my energy levels right now, it's something that I'm not very attracted to. And that's also gonna happen. There's certain stones that you're gonna see and you're gonna say no, that's definitely not what I need. And there's also this theory that the stone has its own personality, so it might not want to work with you either because she doesn't like you.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
But the reality is that the more attracted you feel to a stone, that's because that's the energy that you need to be working right now. So what you can do is get that stone, and then you can Google its meaning and its properties. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you're just gonna have to feel it. It's good that you Google it and that you also find what's the meaning behind the stone, how you can work with it, so you can get informed, because information is power. Also, it's important that you feel connected to it. There's gonna be certain energies that you might feel attracted to, but you are not prepared to work with them in the moment. So if you don't feel comfortable working with them, you can just keep it and not work with it by the moment, because there's some stones, for example, onyx and all protection stones like hematite, that repel negative energies. But they can also be dangerous to work with because they can keep those negative energies, and if you don't cleanse them constantly, you can absorb that as well. So it's important that you do your research on what type of stone are you working with, and how to work with it as well. So once you get your stone, you're gonna do your research and you're gonna work with it. How do you work with it? You can look my videos on how to set your intentions with the stone. Although if you don't have the opportunity to go to a crystal store, I don't recommend to go to Amazon and Google it and just find a lot of stuff. Just buy the one that attracts you the most, because that's just something visually you might feel attracted to the stone because it looks pretty in the picture. but it might not be the best way to get your stone. So if you are not able to leave your house like we're all right now, or for any other reason you cannot go to a crystal store, or there's not a crystal store in your area, you can do it the second way, which is I want you to write what are the things that you feel you want to change in your life.
Now, let's see, dear. Your size and the shade of your eyes. Mm-hmm. Something simple, but daring, too. Oh, just leave it to me. What a gown this will be. Bibbidi-bobbidi, bibbidi-bobbidi, bibbidi-bobbidi.
You might also say that right now I'm feeling very happy and I don't really need it. But if you feel that your energy has low moments in certain times, you can analyze that feeling and just sense. You can do it two ways. You can sense the way it feels in your body. For example, if I try to meditate and I start feeling that I get uncomfortable in my throat, or I get uncomfortable in my chest or my stomach, or I feel angry and I feel it here in my forehead, just try to scan your body and sense where exactly is that energetic point where you feel that your energy is low. Based on that, you can look for the chakra that is associated with that part of the body, and you can look for the crystal that works with it. So for example, if I'm feeling in my throat, I'm going to choose sodalite because that's the throat crystal. And you can work with that and look what qualities the crystal works with, so you can also understand what's the thing that you're lacking of in that moment. You might feel uncomfortable in your throat, but you don't really associate it to a feeling. But once you look through the meaning of the stone, you're gonna see that there's gonna be something there that associates to that feeling. So that's the second way to do it. You can also just write your feelings, write how you're feeling in that moment, and then Google, or you can also use books. There's the Book of Crystals. There's a lot of books, and that I can leave the link in the description so you can download it. But you can look through the description of the crystal and say, okay, crystals for depressions, or crystals for anxiety, if you're feeling like stress, or if you need to just relax and like cleanse your space, there's also crystals for that. So the second way is just to write how you feel and look for the properties of the crystal. And then the third way, which is like very complicated, is finding someone that does a reading for you.
Now, for $20, I can tell you a lot of things. For $30, I can tell you more. And for $50, I can tell you everything.
So you know that there's tons of people that work with crystals. There's good ones, there's not so good ones. So it's good to also know the background before you ask for a consultation. But there's very good crystal therapists that also work online, and that you can talk to them. Is kind of like a therapy, and tell them like, okay, I'm having these problems in my life and this is the way I want to fix it, and or I don't know what to do and I really need guidance. So they can also be a great guide for you to also tell you about the meaning of the crystals and tell you how you can work with them and what are the rituals, or where to place them in your home for them to work for you and your problems or your life in general.
And dramatically improve the quality of their lives. That's my story. It's worked for me, and I know it can work for you. I'm 80 and I feel great.
So I came up with an idea. If you need help to choose your first crystal to start working with, and you're interested in working with crystals, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the description of my social media in the link below in the description, and you can contact me and write me and tell me, well, Edgar, this is what I wanna solve in my life, or I'm having these problems, and which crystal would you recommend? And I'm gonna be answering which crystal you can work with, and that way we can connect and get to know each other. And also, if you are just looking for guidance, I can help you to walk towards the direction of the crystal that you need. I'm like the Ollivanders of crystals. I'm gonna tell you, this is the crystal for you, and you're gonna grab it and you're gonna feel the wind in your skin like Harry Potter, and you're gonna know that that's the crystal that you need in your life.
Apparently not.
So how cute are my rings? I'm very proud of this. This is a smoky quartz that I designed. I'm gonna talk about my rings right now. This is the a smoky quartz that I designed, and the ring goes like this. It's very pretty. It's silver and it's handmade. This is my grandmother's ring. She would always wear black jade. And then this is the snake of my brand, because as you know, I have a jewelry brand that you can check the link in the description below, by the way. And this also has black jade representing my grandmother. This is an owl, and these are the doves. These are rings from a place in Guatemala called Chichicastenango, and they are super cute because this represents marriage. I'm gonna take it off this finger because otherwise I'm gonna be doing something that you don't want to see. So this represents love and this represents wisdom, and when you put the owl in the middle of the doves, it connects and it represents wisdom in marriage. Isn't that cute?
Stupid.
So that's it. That's the video, and I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna be uploading more videos. You can also check my videos of intentions, which is amazing. Even if you're not working with crystals, it's good to set intentions for your life. So I'm gonna leave this around here, I don't know where, and also subscribe to my channel. And you can also subscribe to my newsletter, because I'll be sending information about crystals on my newsletter constantly. So if you like crystals and you want to know more about it, I'm gonna be sending you a lot of newsletters every week about different crystals. And you can find that in my website. You go to my website and you click subscribe. You put your email, and you can also check my work there. So I really hope you guys have a great week, and until the next episode of The Crystal Planet.